Hi, ladies and gents. We are back in one way, I guess.
Are we in the white room?
So,
Secret location.
excuse me, I've got an awful cough. I lost my voice last week, so I couldn't podcast last week. And apparently it's still shit. So, we're in the same building, but we decided we were going to move the podcast studio to a warmer space, and we couldn't get the couch up the stairs.
It was fun, like.
So we've got everything else.
So.
And 3 select chairs. So it's a bit cozy. Tyler's
I'm actually
lost 2 foot in height.
Short
And
tonight,
we've got this blank white wall behind us, which I imagine at some point we'll get covered in something. We're going to watch Hardwick brothers talk about all the injuries that we've managed to sustain in under 2 weeks and go from there. So first up, we're going to watch George Hardwick versus Samuel Silva. I haven't watched this fight properly yet. It took a while to get on UFC Fight Pass. I watched it playing poker with Rick from Strom and a few other miscreants. So it was like on in the background on my iPad. Felt like the weird kid at a party that sits and watches his iPad while everyone else.
Yeah. Like Coco Melon.
yeah.
So in the corner watching Coco Melon.
So I'm going to try and watch it, but I imagine we'll just talk shit as well at the same time.
Most likely.
So,
So I haven't watched it since the night of as well, and I'd had like a bottle of wine.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested to see how it looks this time round.
Yeah.
Without the commentary as well, and without having like that bias, I want to see how I score it differently, because I thought I had it George watching it live.
Yeah. Here he is.
Best. I'm very I wanted to make the trip down to watch the fight, but I think it would have been a tough night as a Hardwick Brothers fan.
That was.
And like the main thing, which we were chatting about on the podcast before this fight, like Harry walking out and he's talked at length on this, about this on TikTok and stuff anyway, so we can talk about it, I guess. But like, he was walking out while George was being taken to hospital for like CT scans.
Yeah, it's my bad.
Like that's got fuck. Like the fact that Harry still pulled off the performance that he did is mental.
Yeah. Well, he said after, didn't he? He was like, even on a night where he was having a shitter, he was still like, he was still strong, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well,
so it was like, he was still strong.
Still won the fight.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the other guys just kept headbutting him,
For sure.
laying the nut in and that.
He's a long boy, him, isn't he? That was one thing straight away. I was like, he's just long.
I meant to look at like his record beforehand and like the people he's fought, because he's no slouch either. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like they've got some bumming on a week's notice.
Got some bumming.
Got some pum-pumming.
Some pum-pum.
Sound, I've just killed the screen for everyone. Sorry.
Rick's just put his website history up. It's not as
Is there
exciting now
anything
as I was
dark on
hoping.
that? Oh, no.
What's a pum-pum?
Just lots of Coco Melon.
Just what a pom pom. So yeah, I felt for George. From what I remember, the first 3 rounds looked like George's, like he was doing his usual George thing, and then all of a sudden the other guy fucking.
I think it's, from what I remember, the first is the one where like I think it might go Silva.
The first round.
Yeah, and then 2 and 3 I think were definitely George. He comes out swinging. Silva.
Yeah, he went straight for him,
Kind of
didn't
gets
he?
the better of him in like the first minute, 2 minutes or whatever. If I remember. I hadn't had a bottle of wine.
I was fucking half a bottle deep by this point, me. Yeah, he made him feel that kick straight off the bat.
Yeah, and he's obviously explosive, this dude.
If I remember rightly, George did such a good job of countering the kicks, though.
Yeah. And you know, not making excuses for George, because the other guy took the fight on short notice too, but spent 2.5 months
prepping
in a
for
fight
someone
camp,
else,
preparing for somebody else. Yeah. Week later, rug gets pulled out from you.
And you fight someone completely different.
Yeah, totally different.
Probably
style.
a different caliber or whatever as well. Like,
yeah.
So many different aspects to it. Yeah. It was moments like that for me. It was like, could have had I think you had 2 or 3 of those moments where I was expecting him to kind of unload a little bit.
I get, because again, there's a couple where he could have maybe took it to the ground, but like if that guy's jiu-jitsu
Is
fucking high level,
and this is the thing, like when
and
he
George
got
is known for being able to finish a fight stood up, like you wouldn't.
It was one of those. It was like the speed in which he got George's back in that final round as well.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, now I get why George probably didn't want to go to the ground with him.
In that last round, obviously Rick didn't really watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I'm surprised George could even fucking breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I know, that's what I thought as well.
Poor bastard looked like he'd been stung by about 12 bees.
Oh. Stepped on
Yeah, well,
a
that's
bee.
the thing. Like I was watching and I was like, oh, George's kind of doing George's thing, and then I, like looked back and I was like, what happened to his face?
Yeah.
Obviously seen clips and stuff since, but
It just makes all the difference, doesn't it? Your nose is popped. It's just
Yeah.
like breathing's completely compromised in it.
I seen a post from Cage Warriors the other day and they were like, who do you think like Samuel Silva should fight next, blah, blah, blah. It was like someone, George Hardwick for the rematch, and I actually thought, no, give him, depending on the turnaround, if it's in 3 months, give him someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let George rest for 6 months.
Come back.
Yeah.
Ready.
And then whoever's got the title, George should fight them.
And take it off him.
Yeah. But it's even harder as well, isn't it? Because what you hope when there's all this buzz about the UFC London card is that Harry and George have 2 absolute blinding standout performances, get noticed by the UFC, and that leads them to getting signed. But
yeah, like it doesn't. The belt aren't the be all and end all sort of thing.
Yeah. But
Absolutely. Well, when you look at some of the people that have gone up to UFC recently, and then you look and you think, why aren't Harry? Like, why?
well, yeah,
other Harry
yeah,
and
exactly.
George?
Yeah, Jordan Vucinic, a couple of others from Cage Warriors. I'm like, they're the same caliber. Like, just get them in there. But they had to sit out. I don't think they fought for like a year because they were like stubborn. Like, gave up the Cage Warriors titles and were like, no, I'm just waiting for the call, sort of thing. Which,
Yeah.
But it's hard to do, especially when you're in your prime.
Definitely.
The other thing with Harry obviously winning, and like Harry's older than George,
Yeah.
so George has still got, he's got time to make the comeback. You know what I mean? If it was Harry, I'd be a bit more concerned. But obviously, he's still the title holder.
Yeah.
Still got
definitely.
plenty going for him.
Do you think they'll run it back for Harry?
Fucking hope not.
I
Just
hope
get him in
not,
there.
no.
Just get him in there.
I don't, especially because that other guy fucking.
He's just talking
Couldn't leave
smack
his head
though.
up.
He's just
Yeah.
talking smack, that guy, because he got absolutely walloped. He knew, like,
But you can see already like George's eyes fucking.
well, and
Yeah, he's been.
Yeah, what from though? Is it like jabs? Is he throwing a load of hooks? I'm like watching it, but I'm like not seeing anything.
I feel like the
that's-
jab kept getting through.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
He keeps doing this thing where he like waves his arms, and then he'll like tuck it, like nip in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a shovel hook, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's like
It's
half
that,
a jab,
like,
half a
jab
hook.
there
Yeah.
when he's ducking the.
Checking all the leg kicks.
Yeah. Well, if I remember rightly, the whelp on that guy's fucking leg was like a fucking my head.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets quite a hematoma there.
I literally know that word from combat sports, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my hoodie on. I'm getting cold. Getting cold now.
So glad we. I was gonna say. So glad we warmed up.
So glad
Moved
we
up
moved
here
to
in
a
this
warmer
warm room.
I'm gonna Google the scorecard before I say that this is Silva's round, and then I look like a fucking moron when.
Did they release the scorecards?
I'll have a look.
They took a hit to the nose there. Sure, that was where he got caught.
George being weird.
Yeah.
See,
enjoyed
that
it.
feels out of characteristic for me.
What with George?
George doing that, I'm like, he normally does that like
Hmm.
later on when he's like,
Feeling it, yeah.
Like
guys
flying
fired
ahead.
up. Yeah. A lovely, lovely body shot that as well.
yeah, really hard to score that round. You could score that round either way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one. If I remember, George gets. better
Would
at
make
doing
sense. Yeah. And then the other guy paws it on, but then because then I was thinking about the other rounds, and I thought if one of them other rounds was a 10-8, then
Mint shot that though, by the way.
yeah. If one of them rounds was a 10-8, then I go, well, that's a majority draw.
it.
And a
Yeah.
majority draw, there's still the champion.
Yeah.
Because no one's won the championship. So you'd have to give both the last 2 rounds, both 10-8s.
Imagine fighting a guy and his like mum and dad on the chest, or grandma and granddad on the chest.
Interesting that, yeah. Maybe I don't agree with the decision because I don't think that round was clear for Silva.
Yeah.
At all. I think, if anything, only one of them got put on their ass and it was Silva.
Yeah. Those knees as well. That one that caught his jaw was brutal.
It was 3-2, wasn't it?
To Silva.
Yeah. It wasn't.
Yeah, no, there was no like mad. But that's the thing.
It's things like that where like there was definitely only 2 points. He had like 2 points of contact, not 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking neither cunt.
But that's usually where the Hardwicks reign supreme. Is like being patient, taking the time. Yeah. It's hard seeing George's face.
Like bloodied and
Yeah. Them body shots and the same in that first round, them body shots count.
Yeah.
Like the other guy's just headhunting, but
it's them little ones that are nipping through and he's just caught the nose twice there, hasn't he?
Yeah. Again, on his ass, yeah, but he could have fucking Dan Hendo's Superman flying Superman punched him on the floor.
I know.
And the other thing with the UFC, and I'll keep going on about it, but like they haven't had brothers in there. I know Tapuria's brothers in there now, but like
you got 2 brothers there that are like fighting in the prime. It's when you want them in, isn't it? And they're like they're both really entertaining.
Yeah.
Like it's the time to have them in, innit?
Yeah.
Who do you give them though? That's the thing. Do you like give them a couple of bums to? Like,
Of course you do. Yeah.
And then
Yeah, you've got to. Paddy didn't fight Dustin Poirier in his first fight. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
And they're doing a really good job of slowly building Paddy, I think.
Yeah.
Although Michael Chandler,
It was
arguably, could be fucking solid.
It's funny that George mentioned that his nose as well started bleeding in the warm-up area, like when he was warming up. He was like before the fight even started.
Yeah.
And he just took a couple of digs to it, and it was like just pissing him on it.
Altitude, and that will affect you. So I was thinking about the last round and how the guy has him in a body like that. Yeah, this is a George round. The guy has him in a body triangle, I think, for the entire round.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't fucking breathe.
Well, you've got to think of the amount that like oxygen just won't be getting to shit as well when you're bleeding.
Yeah.
So like
goes, doesn't it?
in the first round, if that guy got him in a body triangle, you've got to think that George would have been able to get out of it, but because of the wear and tear, which is fair enough. The guy gave him all that wear and tear, but he couldn't finish him.
Yeah.
Couldn't finish his fucking dinner.
He just sat in it, didn't he? That's the thing that was stressing me out. It was like, just fucking do something then.
Yeah.
Like it was like I see that
it's like 4 minutes.
It's like a pure stall position.
Yeah.
Like standing back up or something. Because there was at least a minute and a half of that. I'm sure where he was just, well, we're going to see, aren't we? But I'm sure he was just literally had hold of him. Wasn't even attempting the choke.
I think it was even longer than that. I think it was literally like 4 minutes of just like George.
Excuse me, guys.
Waiting.
Yeah.
This is a lovely push kick, that.
Fucking loving me. This is Sparta.
His boxing's good, like Silva's.
Yeah.
He's getting upset with them kicks now. High level, just watching them, the way that George is reading this fight. Yeah. So every time he throws a leg kick, he's like, George is using his hands. He's like blocking and then using that time to counter.
The lightning of the counter shots from George are just nuts, aren't they?
Yeah.
And the combinations.
I don't think I don't think the judges gave him enough credit for the body shots.
No, I don't.
In the first round, definitely. I know they're saying George won 2 and 3, but
that's where the dangerous. Every time the shots are kind of coming, he drops his head. I wasn't there. It saved his life there, but he. I think it was. That's how he got caught with the knee. Was when he dropped.
Right.
Like came down and then the knee just came straight up.
Yeah. Tyler's had enough. He's just watching stuff on his phone.
No, there was a
bored to
comment.
death, this lad.
No, there was a comment about the fight. It was like trying to.
That was lovely. That,
I
yeah.
don't want to misquote it, but when everybody was crying about the result in the comments, one of them was just like blaming the judges. They were like, as if you've just done that to George, considering he's just spent 3 years making a mockery of your whole fucking division, and you've done that to him.
Yeah. I just like I seen like a lot of the comments, and I was like, I didn't watch the fight enough. I don't think it was a robbery.
Yeah.
But yeah, in hindsight, watching it now, watching that first round, I'm like, it certainly didn't look great towards the end of the fight. But if you're going by MMA rules, then it's
he knocked him down.
I'd say a majority draw based on like give him a 10-8 for the fourth round, but that means George is still a champion.
Yeah.
And then run it back.
Yeah.
But all good. George is all right. I've spoke to him, and he's posted plenty about the fight and stuff, and he's.
I feel sorry for that. His fucking the flight, like the day after having to fly with it. All the
Yeah,
stuff
he
in
flew
there.
to Portugal, didn't he?
Imagine that plane ride for everyone else.
I know, yeah.
It's like,
Mate, I was thinking the other day about my stag do, about when I got on the plane in the gi and white belt, and I was pissed. And the way the flight attendants looked at me, I'll never forget, because it wasn't like up angry or anything. It was
probably like a thing of like.
It was like this. How is this like?
Yeah, it's either gonna go like, oh, it's gonna be fucking sound, or he's a bit fucking weird, or it's gonna be hell on earth because it's a stag.
Yeah. Honestly, I might.
Excuse me.
They looked at me like this could go any which way, and we really don't know. Like, has he got a bottom? Or like honestly, they just didn't know like what to make of me, and I was like, I can't articulate anything anyway. I can barely say.
Off it as well. We were going to an ex-Soviet Union country. They were like, this could literally could be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lit, but then we all got on the plane and just went to sleep.
100%. Yeah.
I had the worst heartburn. I think I fell asleep with 2 Rennies in my mouth on the plane, mate. Waking up with 2 Rennies still in your mouth.
Mad, they didn't dissolve.
It's half dissolved.
Must be something to do with the fucking altitude.
They did dissolve, but they were just like
claggy mess.
Shock.
Shocking.
It's like I've been biting what's the bathroom ceiling.
Oh yeah.
That's what I remember. Just the fucking the amount
neck
of
pain. Oh yeah. Boah. Whoosh.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Wuss.
They don't know how to talk to each other. Other than
No. Just shout boah. God. But yeah, I just remember having the worst neck pain ever on that flight. Didn't matter what I did. Didn't matter how I had my head. I was just in pain.
How did you hurt your wrist, Tom?
Don't know.
Tom's got a bad wrist.
Defending wrist.
I've got a bad wrist. Tyler's got what?
Short shoulder.
Small shorts.
Small shorts. And like my left hand's fucked.
Is your left hand also your bad shoulder arm?
No.
Oh.
Is your left hand the one I snapped?
You're the reason for the left hand, I think.
I wouldn't
What
say
happened there?
me.
You did like knee on. You did like shin on thumb.
Oh, is that the recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Well,
great.
no. When my hand was like properly fucked, that was when we were rolling as well. But like,
So because what he did was, you got your hand like, you have your hand that way, didn't you?
I can't remember, mate. But you
I
were
think he had
like,
his hand
you
that
were in
way.
side control and you were like windscreen wipering.
My leg over his hand, but his hand was
it went
facing
like
the wrong
there.
way, so it went across his thumb. He
So like
snapped
the
it
whole
off.
thing's like fucking knacks.
Mint.
Yeah, it's nice.
Shoulders just playing silly buggers with a bench press.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
Sound.
Are you getting a BPC 157?
I might do.
Where do I get that from? Like boots?
No,
I'm waiting to find out.
online.
I was talking to someone
I need some.
and I was like, is TB500 any good orally? Or do I need to start jabbing? Because I think jabbing's a slippery slope for me. So, if I have to jab it, I'm not going to take it, I think. Because if I'm taking one needle to the shoulder, I might as well take fucking 6. Full of absolute, like,
chemicals.
trenbolone and...
Mate, imagine the size of your head if you got on gear.
Size of what, his head?
The size of his head would be off it.
Yeah,
At least he finally got
what
bald.
hair
though.
I've got left would fall out, wouldn't it?
Yeah. He'd be bald finally.
Absolute fucking
Take the plunge.
human growth nose.
Yeah.
It's off to Turkey.
I need some of that stuff. What is it?
BPC 157.
BPC 157.
I need that in my knee.
Yeah, you can get that. You can
On
get
my
it from Borough.
shoulder.
It's expensive.
On my elbow, on my
You can get
pearly
for,
wrist.
I think you get a month's worth for 120 quid or something.
Yeah.
You inject it locally.
I don't want to do that.
Why? Well, it doesn't work.
Do they not do like
It's
a
the-
Voltarol version?
No, it's shit. So if you take it orally, it doesn't really work. It's good if you've got like a fucking gay tummy.
A gay tummy.
A pearly tummy.
Gay tummy. Oh.
Yeah, so it'll fix you.
Yeah, it'll like fix your gut biome and that, but
Okay,
you,
I'll put that over there.
you digest it all, so it doesn't really work. So you want to jab it where you're poorly.
Yeah, just inject it. It's fine.
So yeah, you've got a bad voice, Rick. Just start jabbing your neck.
Yeah.
Before you know it, your voice will be back.
Yeah. I've got a bad neck anyway. I've always had a bad neck.
I've got bad everything.
I've talked about it at length on the podcast.
But,
Yeah, I'm not going to get any for my wrist. I thought about it. If it didn't hit,
this is all George's fight here,
Yeah.
fight in like rounds. Just all over him.
Yeah, I think I gave George 2 and 3. I think, and then
whoosh. That was a lovely body shot. That.
Mm-hmm. That was
That
the
jab
nose one.
stunned him.
yeah,
That was why he broke his nose, I think.
Oh really?
you can see him.
Because that's why he was like,
He recoiled there, like.
yeah, look, and now it's just pissing.
Ah, yeah.
And you can see the shape already. The shape's gone.
It's flat.
Oof. It's a proper like
He knew it was broken.
bloke in the pub broken nose.
Yeah,
like,
it is. Yeah, it's like being chatting too much shit at the fruit machine.
Did really well in the clinch there.
God,
Makes
yeah,
the
the
show that
punch
jab
on the
back.
nose was fucking shit.
Right on the kiss, wasn't it? That was nice and close by Silva. Yeah, I don't know if
That was it.
That.
Yeah.
yeah. It's rare you see George like stop like that.
Yeah, like stopped him in his tracks a little bit.
Yeah. He's not looking too clever either.
No.
Oh, it was a bit of a war.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a fucking. I remember that bit 'cause
Yeah,
I
it's-
saw it. He smiled at him, and then like the look in his eyes changes instantly. There's like a look of oh fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's one of those when you got a broken nose as well. You're just constantly aware of it, and you're just like
Having a mouth breathe.
you having to mouth breathe, and you're just thinking about that next shot that's gonna hit it probably.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
next one's gonna fucking knock, and
And anytime you're thinking like that and
You're not thinking
the
about the fight, yeah.
yeah.
there's got to be an element of it that's just in your mind, and
Yeah. And he's got to have felt that, you know, when you punch someone in the nose and it breaks.
yeah,
Like you can feel it.
Probably heard it.
yeah.
Feel it mush. Mush.
How come you've not been training anyway?
Me or Tom?
Just your hand.
That and I had that fucking chest thing. You know, everyone's. Have you heard me coughing? But it was like proper bad. So it's like not being able to train, so I'm not being well, and then I woke up on fucking Saturday with a poorly wrist. So you know, well, Sunday to be honest.
How did you hurt your wrist?
Me?
No. Tom crying about he just said he's got pulley wrist.
He's
Oh,
got a
yeah,
poorly
of
wrist.
You said you've got pulley wrist?
I've got a poorly wrist.
Yeah.
So how did you do your pulley wrist? We know how Rick
Well,
did
I
his
think
pulley
I
wrist.
think it's like the wrist lock defenses and all that, and then just like you know, like getting it caught in geese and shit when you're trying to like thingy, and then someone put the weight through it. And I
Yeah.
think that's what's initially hurt it like months ago, and it's just been weak as piss sort of from there, like uncomfortable. And then I think from like holding the camera and all that, just extended
yeah,
periods of
maybe.
time, and that you drive with it as well, like driving like that.
Yeah.
I think that's all like just warning it. And then I woke up Sunday morning, I was like, this is fucking killing this. Yeah, and then I was shooting for Jamie, fucking in the gym, and all night, and then it just got worse from there because obviously I'm just like gripping the camera.
Yeah.
Fucking shoot.
In a nice cold gym.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
I haven't been to Stealth in ages.
yeah.
Since you opened that.
Mad that, innit?
Fucking hell, really?
Yeah.
Moved out.
That.
Cancel my direct debit. But yeah, because, I mean, like I could have went tonight, but I wanted to get this sorted.
Yeah.
I think I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah, I won't be going tomorrow. Might go Saturday, actually. What am I doing? I'm getting tired on Saturday, but I could go beforehand.
Saturday morning is the best class of the week.
Yeah.
I do want to go. I've been meaning to go to Saturdays for ages, and I've just been busy with other shit.
Yeah.
And then or like going to jobs, and then like last Saturday I was like, I just want a day out. I feel like I hadn't had a day out in ages, just on my own.
It's like obviously with family and kids and stuff. I find it really like what I end up doing is like blocking my training out. Like I block my workout Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the weekend, then I almost forget that I can train on a weekend.
If you want to, yeah.
I'm like, oh, my weekends are for not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then I enjoy training. I just forget that it's an option on the weekend sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saturday no geese might be my new weekly adventure.
Yeah.
Unless the surf's good, in which case I'll go surfing instead. Sod's world.
But yeah.
Jiu Jitsu will always be there though.
That's it, it's not fun anyway, is it? But yeah, I might. It depends how this feels. By Saturday, probably still feel shit.
It's been an interesting experiment, to be fair. Right, this is the 4th round.
Yeah.
I'll go back to my experience in a sec. So does he knee him in this round?
Yeah, I think it's this round.
He knees him in the third as well, doesn't he?
No, well...
There's the one in the 4th is like bad. It's like
the big one.
Chin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because even then, like... Okay, yeah, fair, yeah, I mean, George is pretty beat up. You probably give Silva this round, purely based on damage, but...
That was it.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to see the...
You saw Silva's face, because he was like, oh, caught him there.
Unless say that, because the angle was pretty bad.
Unless that wasn't it.
But it's not like it didn't drop him.
No.
For some reason, I thought he got dropped.
Mm.
I don't know if I just imagined it.
Does he get dropped before he gets his back tuck?
Maybe.
I thought that was a takedown, mate, but I might be wrong.
We'll find out.
Because he's stuffed a couple already, hasn't he?
Big shots. Yeah. Surprisingly little grappling.
Yeah.
It's been a few fights since George has grappled as well, though, wasn't it? I guess.
Mate, he's so good on the ground.
But look at it's like his wrestling's unbelievable.
Okay. That was a slip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't give him like... I wouldn't be like, yeah, that was his takedown. George basically slipped.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, you give this round to Silva.
Well, I guess it was still like a scrimmage, wasn't it? So it's that crack of like, if you initiate it and then you end up on top, you fucking...
Yeah, so my interest in the experiment, because I haven't learned any jiu-jitsu since the Shane Curtis seminar, has been that every time I've trained, I've been...
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. The only thing in recent... Even then, I thought it mashed his nose, but I mean, it was flush, but it clearly didn't rock him. Like, the angle of that, you expect him to like go wobbly and he just doesn't. But yeah, so any time I've been training, I've been using that. So it's almost just like set me up really nicely.
It works.
Yeah.
It's fucking I've everybody with
quite a bit of the Shane Curtis stuff. So I'm like, maybe I need to learn. I guess where I'm like now is like if I've got 3 classes and I know we have a curriculum which is good and you just focus on them things, but I'm like, maybe I just pick one thing and
just work it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is I guess what we're doing with the curriculum. But I'm like, then I'm getting the most out of the open mat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it didn't go very well. A lot, you know, especially the fucking roles that I had and I have had since have been like in competitive rooms all with fucking bodybuilders. But yeah, that one rocked him. So yeah, so maybe I'm going to change my approach to jiu-jitsu and just do 1 class a month.
That's what I was doing when I got sub-meta. It was like I'd just do one thing.
Mate, I've been watching this Lachlan Giles video on the Choi bar over and over again in the hope that it stays in my brain because it's so good. I really need to drill it.
Yeah. That's what it is after.
Like
well, if only it's what we're doing all month, innit?
Yeah. It's a 10-minute on YouTube.
Mate, I watched like the fucking
Very
2-hour one on Submeta about it.
Yeah,
It's about 20 minutes of it's just where to put your hands when you're gripping the arm and shit. But I was getting good success.
Well, Jack was doing it, wasn't he? Jack Willett was doing it, and he's been like all over
his
it.
boy, he's like cracked the code for teaching jiu-jitsu online.
That was it, yeah. That was it there.
Yeah.
Then he got his back rapid.
Yeah. again, so like until he locks the body triangle, which isn't now. But like looking at George there, I'm like, the George I know can get out of that quicker.
Yeah.
And I know he's trying.
It's
like he'd spin there normally.
Yeah.
He's the absolute gas though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's absolutely.
And that was the other thing as well. He'd come over the top with a kick to the head.
Yeah.
From the back.
Yeah.
It was hot, like
He
hit
caught
him
him
straight on the
there,
nose
yeah.
again.
I fucking love that type of body triangle when you like.
Yeah.
You don't tuck it around the outside. You feed it through and hook the other leg so that they can't fucking move.
Peel out of it, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
It's just that as well.
Based
like,
on the scorecards.
someone on your back with a broken nose as well. Fuck me.
I'm going to speak to the Cage Warriors advisory board after this.
Hmm.
That doesn't exist, but you know what I mean.
You see someone off that fucking thing of someone offering Mark Goddard out on Twitter.
That was wild, that. What an idiot.
Mark Goddard responding is the best part.
Yeah, it was like, I'll fucking dust you, kid.
Mate, Mark Goddard is a scary man.
Yeah. Mate, seen him that time. Was it with Harry before? His first title fight?
When we were at Newcastle, yeah, and everyone was getting his autograph and that.
Yeah, but he was stood, wasn't he?
I got another ref. Yeah, I posted it on TikTok when he's like...
kicking off of it.
Like
telling him off.
Yeah,
he's a fucking kid. I was like, fucking hell.
I thought there he was going to try and armbar him.
Yeah, I did, because he had the arm hook, didn't he?
So the few Polarises that I worked, Mark Goddard was a ref on like maybe 4 or 5 of them.
Mm.
And every time I worked at Polaris, all the staff, all the officials, everyone was absolutely like lovely, really, really nice. Even like the scary people, like fucking Vito Shaolin and like mental scary people were like nice. You know, people that could just pick you up and snap you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that Dan Strauss fought, the fucking Japanese, Satoshi Ishii, like Japanese judo world champion.
Yeah.
I seen him like smash a full water bottle off the floor because he lost his match. I got it on video. Like, it takes some power to
like smash a water bottle. Yeah.
Anyway, so, but Mark Goddard, he was nice to everybody, but he didn't talk to anybody that he didn't know, which is totally fine. Yeah. But he gave off this aura of also don't talk to me if you don't know me. You know what I mean? Like there was no point in his interactions where I was in like the same like circles as him where I thought, here's my chance to talk to Mark Goddard. It just wasn't there. It wasn't. It was just
unavailable.
And he's massive. He's been a black belt for fucking 15 years. He's obviously hard as fuck. Someone from when I posted that, someone that runs the British MMA scene account messaged me and he said the OGs will remember the episode of Danny Dyer's Hardest Men.
It was fucking Mark.
with Big Mark, or what, he had like some mad name. The pre like
anything.
Yeah. He was just known as being a fucking rock hard bloke in England because he was on Danny
Dyer.
Yeah. We should watch it after this.
It'll be on YouTube, like.
Yeah.
Mate, speaking of him, did you watch him on the last one laughing? Danny Dyer on that?
No, not yet. I've only watched one episode. It's made that though, isn't it?
I boxed that series off within an afternoon.
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny that.
I want to go see that fucking Marching Powder, like his new film where he's like a middle class dad who just gets off his fucking nut on court.
Mate, it's mad that they've released that film. Yeah, like this. Just playing. Yeah, not as clear cut as I.
That's that whole woo thing. That fucking pissed me off. That like doing like just having his back and holding him and then like making all that noise at the back. It's like you celebrating laying down. Like fucking chill out.
It's like because the back's such a dominant position. Like why?
Yeah.
Like the ref making the decision to stand someone up when you've got their fucking back.
That was a lovely shot. That.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've seen either of the Hardwicks rocked.
Yeah.
I've got a story about that. I can't really say it on camera, but I'll tell you afterwards.
Sound.
It's about the Hardwicks.
Secret story.
He thought about the gilly there, didn't he?
Yeah.
When he said there though, he was like staying on the feet, and that like should have been the option. It was like he fucking went to his knees, like he didn't fucking. He fell, like he tried to stay on his feet. He was rocked, wasn't he? So he like fell.
He went to his knees, and then he was like, "I'm going to double leg him."
Yeah.
Like instinctively.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to have to buy another couch.
we were
We
literally
cut. Marketplace
we
now,
cut the bottom out of the sofa to try and see if we could dismantle it.
Should I buy an inflatable one?
Yeah, just like
imagine the noise.
Made 3. I had one when I was a kid. It was a Homer Simpson one, where like Homer Simpson was sat in the chair and then you sat on Homer. Big gay, actually.
Yeah, interesting.
48, 47.
Yeah, so 3 rounds to Silva.
Don't say it, me.
Yeah,
I
last
think
2.
It's that first one.
Jeff
The
was.
last 2.
It's bullshit that.
God,
He's a terrible ring announcer, isn't he?
I'm not even thinking about him.
Oh, Ian Dean. Is that Ian Dean?
Yeah. Just reminds me of Pee Wee Herman. Sorry, dude.
The ring announcer always looked like he needs a nap. Bless him.
Yeah, he looks poorly.
That guy looked like he just got out of his accountant's meeting.
I'm not going to watch Harry's fight because I've already watched it back.
Sad.
And yeah, well, Harry, basically, here's the long and short of it. Harry won every round. He got headbutted in 3 of them, and in the last headbutt, you could see really, really fucked him.
Yeah.
So there is a bit on the commentary though where Matt Goddard says,
How can he have double vision when he's got his eyes
got
closed?
one eye,
When he's got his eyes closed, he was
yeah.
like, he's got double vision when his eyes are closed. How can he have double vision when his eyes are closed? You tell him, and he's like, oh, can we continue? Can we end this? He was like, I don't know. And he was like, that's not going to work, pal.
Yeah.
Make a decision, doctor. It's like that doctor has just literally been dragged from his GP practice after work.
Probably. Like,
He might have, yeah.
It'd be like, he won't even be like a fucking head doctor. It'd be like a chiropodist or something.
Yeah,
so
like a foot doctor.
I wonder how you end up on like that registry for like fight doctor.
Yeah.
Like, because you are a doctor. And then, I'm doing cage warriors tonight.
Yeah.
I suppose it's like, can you tell if someone's concussed? Yes or no? Like, that should be like a requirement, isn't
But you're not going to be a brain surgeon either, right? Because if you are, you'd be like, I'm a bit busy saving lives.
Be like,
Is it like a local GP?
Yeah, I know.
Someone tell us.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyone, if you have the answer, we need to know. But yeah, it was funny that.
You can't have double vision. His eyes are closed.
It's a way he looked at him as if to go, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah.
It's Cage Warriors do a really good job of like miking the refs up. There was another one, one of the earlier fights, the 2 lasses. She didn't, like, her top had like plastic on it, and like the ref was just like, right, we need to fix that because you're gonna take someone's fucking eye out. And then the other refs stood around like the ring, were fucking around trying to like tear off bits of tape and shit, and you could just hear the other guy going, right, well, while they're fucking about, we're like let's do this. And that's when he started like patting her down and fucking checking her nails and shit, but like vocally just going, as long as they're fucking about, let's carry on with this.
Yeah, good banter. What else are we going to talk about?
Don't know what else has been going on.
Poorly wrist.
Just poorly wrist, gang. Yeah, so man's, I mean, it's loads better now, to be fair. I got asked to train at Dan's today, but I pied it, because I was like, I won't be able to lift a couch tonight.
Mate, it was hard that, Convinced as well, just like convinced it was going up at one point. I was like, nah, we just need extra force here, lads.
I had loads to talk about last week, and then we didn't do the podcast. Oh, I went to Strom. I haven't talked about that on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about Strom and the brilliant YouTube video that we launched.
Oh, yeah. So I went to Strom Sports Nutrition on the Friday, met. So, right, yeah, I could talk about this for a while. After I'd got there, he'd just done everyone's bloods for a load of his sponsored athletes. So Joe Physique Collective, his missus, and like a few other people.
Does he own the clinic?
I don't know. Rick?
Yeah.
Because it's
the same one he always works with, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think he must have got the guy there with him because they got their results back like straight away. Whereas... So I'd spoke to him and said, I want to get my T levels done, but I obviously missed that entire section of the day. So he sent me out a kit to get my blood taken. And then, in the packet, it's like a proper official packet with like all my details are on it and like, looks like something you'd send to the doctors.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of paperwork you have to fill out. But on all the paperwork, where there's like, you need like specific info, it just says Project Hench. So I was like, like when you're first going through it, you look like, I'm going to send this to North Tees, like, whatever their hospital
guy with
is.
Glasses.
Yeah, the smart man in the lab coat. And then it's just like, it's a bit scribbled out and it just says Project Hench. And then another bit, it would be like, patients like so-and-so, and it just says Hench. So I don't know who's getting my blood, but basically it's whoever that he works in the clinic with will get my bloods and do the test and send me all the results. So, but the pinprick tests aren't very accurate apparently. This is a full like.
Yeah,
you need
like I've got to get a nurse to do it. So
yeah, the pinprick test you can't check a ton of extra shit as well because I got a pinprick test done. But then it's like, the amount of other shit in it that you can get if you get like an actual vial done is mad.
Yeah, so I'm getting that done. So that's fun. I said, that didn't hurt. I just panicked because I smacked that cable.
You hurt your pulley wrist.
Pulley
wrist
again. Oh, yeah.
A jab to the da.
So I'm curious to see what my T levels come back with, and if they come back low, what on earth Rick from Strom's going to prescribe me. That should be a laugh.
Gram of test.
Gram of test.
A mill of test. So
Project Hulk.
Yeah. So went there, hung out with them, saw Strom's new facility, which is a massive warehouse, which is going to be mint. They're matting out a bit so they can do seminars, and we're probably going to get involved at some point and do some sort of seminar with like, I don't know if we'll do a seminar, but like an open mat style thing, but maybe in collaboration with them, we'll stick a stall up or something, which is mint. And like, I'm dying to take you specifically down there just because you're so into weightlifting. Like even the gym that they've got now is fucking mint. They've just got like logs with like hand things cut in, so you can fucking pick them up.
Logs have hand things cut into them. I've just brought the mic stand, so don't mind me. But
right, branches.
Okay.
Just hold it.
So I was there, and then got some rolls in at what is now Alento BJJ in Shrewsbury, which was a Gracie Barra, which I rolled at before, but got some rolls in with Rick, 2 bodybuilders, ex-marine or something. Just put it in your hand. And Tristan.
Tonight, Matthew.
So the weird thing, so like I hit loads of traffic. It should take me like 3 hours to get there. It took me 4.5. I'm not making excuses for my rolls, but I am. But it took me 4.5 hours to get there. I had a tour of Strom. I'd had a McDonald's breakfast and then loads of caffeine. And then I was crashing out of it. Yeah. And then rolling with bodybuilders. After the first round, I was like, I'm exhausted. The video of me, which is on YouTube, like I don't know if you watched any of it.
I did, yeah.
But when I'm armbarring that guy at the start, mate, he's so strong. And all that was going through my head was a video I watched of feet on, armbarring this dude that was like 40 kilos heavier than like a professional rugby player. Yeah. So in my head, I was going, just do what Theon did in that video, do what Theon did. And loads of people commented saying that's exactly what you need to do when you're armbarring a big bloke. Constant pressure. Don't like burn yourself out just constantly, because they will give it eventually. So I was like, right, I'm doing this Theon technique. Got him. Yeah. But then I was like, that was round 1. And I was like,
do you know what it is? I remember having the worst caffeine crash the same way, like where I didn't eat it. Like I had loads of shit food. Loads of caffeine, not enough water.
I thought I was going to pass out.
And then I'm trying to think what it was. I think it was, when we had the gym open mat, when we first opened the gym and Steve came down and everything, we had like the open ceremony and that, even though it'd been open for fucking months anyway. COVID police, that don't exist anymore. Anyway, it was then, because I was on the back of a hangover as well. I literally thought I was about to have a cardiac arrest. Like, you know, where like it's like hyperventilating and your whole body just goes limp and you feel like you can't move and like your heart is racing that fast. And I had no like, oh god, it's the worst feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. You should try training on your himbine. That was the worst.
Who's a himbine?
Your himbine.
Who's a himbine?
Your himbine. It's like a fucking like African root that works a bit like Clen, but nowhere near as good as Clen.
Right.
Thanks, Wikipedia.
I tell you about when I trained after taking ephedrine before.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
I didn't know it was ephedrine, but yeah.
Like it feels like you're a vibrator. Yeah. Like you're just there, like.
So
shaking, like literally. I was rolling with someone and they were like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I feel fine." And they're like, "Why?" I was like, "You're literally vibrating."
Peter, who works in this tattoo shop, and that. And we literally just had a conversation about naming people on the podcast, but I don't care about this. Yeah.
I did the same thing like literally 10 minutes ago. And then in my head I was like, oh my god, told me not to do that.
I didn't. So you
got torn off. But so at the time I was working at Skins and Needles. I was a white belt. and Peter was an apprentice or junior tattoo artist at the time. But Peter's done loads of like Muay Thai and he'd done a little bit of Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I got given these. It's like a pre-workout."
Yeah.
And I was like, backpacked like a bottle of leaf for Jiu Jitsu. He was like, "Do you want to take some?" He was like, "They'll just give you like a bit of a boost." And I was like, for some reason, I didn't go, "What is it?" I just went,
"All right,
yeah, all right." Took two.
I trust you.
Took two of these mystery pills.
Hypnol.
Didn't think
chemical
everything of it.
adrenaline, just fucking.
I got like, literally like we were warming up with like leg drags or something. Fucking sweat was pouring off me, and I was like, "What's happening here?" I was like, I normally sweat, but this is like
That's me normally, and I think I've got diabetes. Anyway, carry on.
yeah, and then like rolling and everything. It was just like having an unbelievable amount of caffeine on an empty stomach, basically. And I was just like,
It makes you feel horrid though. Makes you feel sick, doesn't it?
Couldn't come down afterwards and that. And I was like, and then the next day I was like, Peter, I was like, what was that? And he was like, "Oh, someone said it's called ephedrine." And I was like, "Cool, yeah, oh, nice one, yeah, I know what that is." And I just said,
yeah, that's why all all like the Jack 3D memes.
Yeah,
It's because that was fucking full of it.
Yeah.
Like all Jack 3D, it was mint.
So anyway, so yeah, Strom, rolls, exhausted, played poker while watching Cage Warriors, which was funny. I got to the point, so playing poker, first few hands I didn't know what I was doing. Everyone was like, "Fucking hell, you had some really good hands there. You could have like done us." Yeah. And then I figured out, remembered how to play poker. Got to a point where I had the most chips. All we did was put in 40 quid each.
Yeah.
And then you play with your chips, and then whoever's got the most chips at the end
took the 40.
Took everyone's
took the pot.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took the pot. So we weren't like betting cars or houses or anything, thankfully.
Or vans.
But yeah. So I because it was like there wasn't much in it, but I was like, I didn't realize I had more chips than anyone else at the table at this point, and then I was just bored because it goes on for fucking ages.
It does like,
and
it's
I was
Monopoly, innit?
I had shit cards, and I just went all in. And everyone was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "All in. Let's go."
What's the worst going to happen?
And then,
40 quid.
But what would happen is people would fold, and then no one would want to play against me, so I'd just take all the chips. And I was like, "Oh, this is actually quite a good tactic." But if you do that tactic too much,
yeah. They
people
go,
and then other people get good hands and think, "Oh, well, I'll."
Yeah,
so
I've got better than them. Yeah.
I'm trying to play poker against someone who doesn't know the rules. And
Yeah, me.
Yeah,
that's like what's happened to me.
Yeah. So like
me on Red Dead Redemption.
third. Yeah. So and then I was like, I just was bored, and I was like, it's going to take me fucking 2 hours to claw my way back. So I just played loads of really silly things and then just lost all my coins. But then when I lost, there was only 2 people left, and they were like, "Do you want to split the pot?" So they just split the winnings. And I was like, if I knew we were going to fucking do that, I'd have hung on. Killed the small dude.
Killed the small dude.
In terms of like pots.
Was he actually small?
He was I mean, he worked at Grapple Max, you'll know him.
We're not saying names.
Afterward, I was like, by the way, yeah, okay. So he's going to be our helper at the next Grapple Max. And I was like, I'm going to fucking make you work your ass off on Grapple Max.
I'm trying to think which one I think is. I think I know which one you mean.
Yeah. He's the only one that isn't a bodybuilder, basically.
Yeah.
Or he's a bodybuilder, but he looks as big as me.
Okay, yeah, I know which one you mean. Yeah.
He's lovely.
Yeah.
Well done. Congrats on
Just
winning.
say his name.
It's in Fraz. No one's going to know who that is. So,
Bacon frazzles. Love them crisps, mate. Anyway, carry on.
So yeah. So that was poker. Shot the shit a bit, and then the next day was Rick was getting his new supercar delivered, which is now broken.
British engineering.
We just like didn't. We went out for breakfast and then went to the Black Country Jiu-Jitsu for their open mat, and I get like looking around the mat. I was like, immediately. So there was one of the guys from 866 BJJ was there. Not one of those guys that runs it, just one of the guys that was
Who trains there? Yeah.
And he was he's a black belt, so I think I had my first round with him, and then I was just like, I realised that I was either with heavyweight bodybuilders or unbelievable competitive active guys that are trying to get on the show.
Yeah, so you're just getting highlight reeled off.
I was just getting black belt, brown belt, black belt, brown belt. I learned loads because I ended up going like, oh, he looked around my size.
Yeah.
I'll roll with him. Do you know what I mean? And then had some really good rolls, had some success, and then afterwards found out loads of the guys that I rolled with were black belts or brown belts. And I was like, it was one of them things where I was like, if I'd have known that person was a black belt before I rolled with them,
might have changed how you roll with them.
I'd have probably done myself a disservice.
Yeah.
I was like, actually, no, I had a good roll with them because I thought, in my brain, I just thought, presume everyone's a purple belt.
Yeah.
And then just see what happens from there.
Yeah.
So I wasn't afraid to like do my
I think that's always a good thing to do, me, anyway. I think it's everyone I've ever rolled with, unless I know them exactly. I do the same thing, really. I think, oh, God, they're probably a purple belt.
Yeah.
I can, like, you know, I beat purple belts, or I can have a scrap with a purple belt, so it's fine. I'll just crack on.
So, yeah.
But I get battered by a brown belt.
It's really good rounds. But it's funny, yeah, because like Shane messaged me, actually, because Shane didn't go, but he sent some lads there, and he was like, did you roll so? And I was like, oh, yeah, I rolled with this, and I rolled with this, and he looked like this. And he was like, yeah, he's like a 23-year-old black belt. He's been training since he was 13. Mad. And he was like, he's killing people. And I was like, he's going on the next event. So
Internet.
So yeah, but it was also good for that.
Networking.
To like just roll with people and go, right, well, yeah, I want to match you up and I want to match you up and shit like that. And solidified all that Grapple Max stuff. So we're producing all the live stream stuff for the next Grapple Max. And yeah, it was a good weekend.
It'll be a fun.
I went from Shane Curtis's open mat, where I got battered by high-level black belts. Then on the Wednesday, I rolled in Dan Lewis's garage, and it was me, only I turned up. So me and Dan Lewis rolled for an hour.
Sound.
Then I went to Alento, got beat up by a black belt, and then had very tough rolls with bodybuilders, and then did Grapple Max off on that. And then on the following week, I injured my wrist.
Not just bodybuilders either, like for those who don't get the strong crack, like they're all like 110 plus kilos. They're like strong men bodybuilders. They're not fucking
Even like there was a lad there, shout out to Jordan, who like stayed at Strong with me the entire time, and he's like a bodybuilder and he's super into Jiu Jitsu now. Yeah, he's not he does a few things. He's a big lad, very technical, and he travels loads with work. So he's like, last week he went to 4 different gyms. This week he went to 4 different gyms, and your level and your competency, he's a blue belt, but like of like being able to go to an open mat and just like tear into everyone is mega. When you're doing that, when you're constantly, because you get hard rolls doing that, I think.
Well, it's when you're the dropping, everybody wants to kill you as well, so you get that. Like you fight,
especially when you're 110 kilo bodybuilder dropping. Your tail's on your head. Like you're a target, aren't you? So
100%.
So yeah, it was good. Then I got injured.
It's interesting to see that like Strom and that little fucking ecosystem. It's like converting so many people to the mats.
It's mint, innit?
And then it's going off like the other way. Like there's a couple of lads I follow who worked with Joe. Like Joe Physique, acting like we know we're busy mates, but like the lad Joe who runs Physique Collective. Like, there's a couple of lads that used to coach him who have like who like they're getting into it now because they're like over bodybuilding. So it's like the fucking blue belt, white belt, masters divisions are going to be horrific.
Horrendous.
For like 90 kilo upwards.
Yeah, like Empire Birmingham's going to
I'm going back to 87 kilo, mate. 85. I'm just going to stop eating sugar.
Masters 6 black belt.
Probably won't happen.
Champion.
God, I miss being light, me.
Get gold medal when I'm 60.
Live. Yeah. So reap-wise, we've got loads of cool shit on the store. I'm going to announce the next event soon. The biggest bottleneck, I need to firm up the date for real with Aaron. Once I've done that, I need to make the poster.
Aaron, who runs the venue.
Yeah.
Shout out Aaron.
Yeah, shout out Aaron, who runs the venue at Playbrew Core, who's been very great with us.
Ticketmaster.
We've got loads of like, I've thrown a lot of stuff at him for the next event, and he's just like, yep.
Sound.
I just need to
do any cool shit, doesn't he?
Yes. Yeah. And once that's done, I've got a vision of what the poster looks like in my head. I just need to commit to it. So
I had a dream about it.
I've got an idea for a new logo as well, which I'll tell you off camera.
Okay, cool. But I had a dream about it. I'll send you the
Okay, I'm excited.
It would probably not going to work.
What's coming up? Like, I've got my Reap on the Road calendar.
866 is coming up as well.
866 is in May.
End of May.
That's going to be good.
Oh yeah, I need to not be
actually
fat about that actually.
So next big ticket event's probably 866. and then I've got a plan to visit some other spots. I'm going to put out a surfing reap on the road about Saltburn.
Nice.
And yes, lots of cool shit going on. You'll see it all on our Instagram anyway. So, yeah, cool. All right.
Anything else?
No.
If anyone missed it, me and Rick have got poorly wrists.
Yeah, we've got pilly wrists. If you missed, or haven't watched the last episodes of Reap on the Road, check that out. It's done really well.
Watch it. It was a really good episode as well, though. Some yeah,
it's good fun. I had fun making that, so I enjoy it. Plenty more to come. I'm just going to say this because it's quite fun to say, but it might be going on Amazon Prime at some point. So that's exciting, isn't it?
You would.
Anyway, here's the outro. Bye.
You laters.
Nice.